Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We're at Gibraltar, stands are looking pretty full, and we're off to Horta today, so a requested route thanks to Wesley. It was Gibraltar to Madeira or Madeira to Horta, and yesterday requested actually it should be Gibraltar to Horta instead. So we've got a short runway departure 09, manually flown round the rock away from Spanish airspace, and then we're going to head over the Atlantic Ocean towards the Azores, and then we've got a tricky approach into, I think, runway 28 with an RMP Zulu at Horta. And we've got some freeware scenery that you can download for Horta on flightsim.to as well. And there's only 3 stands at Horta, so it's going to be interesting because we've got a couple of heavies with us today, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Hello to Jeff in the chat, welcome to you, one of our channel members. Michael's asking, what's the call sign for Norwegian? Is it Red Nose or something? I think it's Red Nose for Norwegian UK. I'm not sure. We're down here, stand 1, in the Aerosoft CRJ 700, and we're going to put it through its paces today, actually. And while I remember, we need to change the control options across, or check to make sure they're on our profile, the CRJ profile that you can see there, so that's all good. Little top tip. Wesley, hello to you. Yep, you're over in the background on the south side of the airport. X-Ru, it was you. Flight time today of about 3 hours or so, but I'm going to ramp the speed up somewhat. Heading, let's see here. I'm going to set something like 125, I think, for the time being. QNH 1017 and initial climb. There's no standard instrument departure for this, so I'm just going to climb right up to our cruise of 40,000 feet. What else have we got here? So we are full of fuel. We've got 7,000 kilograms of fuel. Stab trim set to 6.8, and because of the runway issues, we've got performance problems. So we've had to empty the forward cargo, put a bit of aft cargo to move the centre of gravity, and we can't really go above 52 passengers, to be fair. And even then, we're going to get towards 3-4. We're going to get just below max landing weight by the time we get to Horta, so we're actually going to be quite heavy for approach on what is a very short runway. We don't have manual auto brake or anything like that either, so it's going to be quite interesting, I think. Good, APU's fired up, that's working. Get rid of the ground cart. Kai, hello.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features.
I think we're all ready to go. APU's on, isolation valves open, engine shutdown, bleeds are closed. We need to do window heats and windshield heats. We'll do that once we've pushed back and got stuff working. Basil, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. Without further ado, let's call the pushback tug. Pop the
Gibraltar traffic, Lufthansa 310 takeoff runway 09.
Beacon on. Gibraltar traffic, Osprey 165 is CRJ 700 on stand 1. Push and start. Can only push one way, so I don't need to specify a direction. Flight Sim 123, hello to you. Let's see, we've got part break off now.
Gibraltar traffic, Osprey 241 is pushing on stand 3, push and start. So stand 4, direction.
Away we go. So for start, we don't want manual auto ride on. Where's the boost? Press the wrong button now. I want boost pumps on and continue. Aircraft on stand 2. State your intentions. Osprey 165 holding position.
Osprey 241 holding position.
Not sure what they're doing. Unicom 122.8 should announce everything you're doing basically. Let's see. Good grief. So stab trim, mac trim, and all that sort of stuff in the Aerosoft CRJ needs to be kicked off basically straight away. So you'll see a little orange light down here for those of you who have just started flying the Aerosoft CRJ. You'll see a little orange light illuminated there when you spawn in. Your IRS is down at the very bottom here. You want to enable or engage channel 1 and channel 2 for stab trim, and then click that button there, and then the orange light extinguishes. Your damper 1 and 2 as well. You want to activate those or engage those. There's no lights for them, but you'll see something on the crew alert system. So once they're both engaged, it will the warning lights for your damper will be extinguished. Who's Speedbird 112 Yankee? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to start dot walloping people, but no idea what they're doing. 09 Wesley. Okay, so he's now saying something on Unicom at least. The Godfather, hello to you. Welcome. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, it really doesn't bother me. Hope you're okay, having a good weekend so far. Any questions for people with the Aerosoft CRJ? Anything that you guys would like to see or learn? XRU, I think that's you in the 747 thing, or the 767. You need to start taxiing when able, because you're blocking all of us at the moment. And I am short for time today, so we are pushing it, if you don't mind. Tony, hello to you. I hope you're okay, mate. I haven't even bothered starting the engines yet. We are just waiting. There's Alec, one of our channel members. I think it's displayed correctly in the gold livery today. And then we've got an EasyJet flight there. And I believe we've got a little CRJ over the very bottom end as well. And then Wesley, of course. Let's see if we can see him out of our window. We can't. But he's over in the south side of the airport. X-Rue's moving. There's Wesley. Hello to you. This Osprey livery, by the way, Tony in the live chat has been working really hard at assisting us with sorting it out and updating it to a little bit more of a modern style, similar to that of the British Avg K320 liveries too. Don't forget to click the like button while you're here. Gibraltar traffic, Osprey 165. Once the aircraft behind is clear, I will push and start. Oh, he's already he's already clear. Right, engine 2, click. Brilliant aeroplane this is, it's really very good in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know what? All that has made me lose track a little bit of the start process. Well spotted. Kweku, hello to you, or the EasyJet, awesome. And we can put the park brake on and then the pushback there. So he's going to get himself away. And we'll start engine, or the left engine. X-ray looks like he's just about to depart.
Osprey 241, push from stand 4.
Super 9999, starting up engines in A359.
Cool, flaps 20 departure today because of the short runway. Amaret, hello to you, welcome. Bojo, hello. Heard there were a lot of issues with the CRJ with autopilot and some other functions. You saw it's worth the price tag where they fix it. You know what, I don't have any problems with it, if I'm honest. Sometimes if you do a bit too much you can crash the WASM module, which is like the internet thing that it uses to run it, but I think it's absolutely fine. Off goes X-route. Left and right window heat and windshield heat, so that's up here. Pop them on low. We're going to go straight to the runway, so we'll get probes on as well. Taxi lights. I might as well put the strobes on too, because we're going to go straight onto the runway. Left and right thrust reversers are now armed. What else? Nose wheel steering armed. Get the controls back up, and we can turn ignition off. Yeah, it's worth, as Tony's saying, the Aerosoft CRJ is worth every penny. It is really immersive. It's very accurately made as well, according to some real-life CRJ pilots, one of whom is a channel member here. Gibraltar traffic, Osprey 165 at Alpha, backtrack, runway 09er. Reese had a crash to desktop whilst flying Chicago to Salt Lake City last night. 2.5 hours in. Oh, that's not good. Were you near any scenery that may have triggered that by any chance? Where's XAVIR? There. Okay. Flaps 20. That's all set. We can see that the approach is clear because it's a sweeping approach in here, so just take our time and we can see that's all clear. And of course we've got nobody approaching from the right hand side either. I feel like we're having to use quite a bit of power to get going, so we are obviously quite heavy today.
999 taxiing to Delta.
Jolly good. And we're going to depart straight out, so we'll get the landing lights on as well. And that is our takeoff checks pretty much done as well. The only thing left is crossflow manual override, which needs to be turned on up there. Boris, no, a lot of the time it's people that are making reviews that haven't taken the time to sort of learn the aircraft, if you like. If you want to have a really good look at what it's like, what you can do is you can check out the. I've made three tutorials.
Gibraltar traffic, Osprey 24 and holding short Alpha.
Amongst other things. God, we are heavy today. Taxiing on 43% N1. Good grief. I've got lots of tutorials for the Aerosoft CRJ, but primarily I've got three main ones. Episode 1, Episode 2 and Episode 3. Really easy to find. And it basically runs you through cold and dark all the way through to landing at the other side. And yeah, it's probably a good idea checking those out really if you want to learn the CRJ and see what it's like. Of course, watching the stream here you can see what's going on as well. Reese, yeah, it could be Denver. Denver's a vast airport, isn't it? A rather depressing place in real life. This is the Premium Deluxe Gibraltar. I'm not sure if it's in the standard version actually as well. I think it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now
Flight Sim. Well, to be honest, I actually do think this is currently the best aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator that is available to purchase at the moment. In fairness, I do think it's very, very good, and I certainly really enjoy using it. Here we go. Hopefully the guys that are about to spot me depart have got me shown nicely on model matching, and they get some good screenshots. And hopefully we don't go off the edge here. We pay for the whole runway. GD, yeah, that's it. He's very good as well. A great source of knowledge. Matthew, one of our channel members, is a real-life CRJ captain, and he said himself that he thinks it's absolutely fantastic as well. Gibraltar traffic. Osprey 165 is departing runway 09er with a right turn after departure.
Seabird 999 after the departing aircraft, backtrack runway 09.
Rolling. Toga. Little flick around with my throttle there. Yeah, some people do expect way too much of add-ons. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, go up. And we're going to be manually flying this for the time being. You know what I did forget?
Seabird 999 from Delta, backtrack.
Grief, it's one of those days, isn't it? Yeah, I bet it's fantastic flying over in real life, this runway. Heading mode, speed mode, altitude engage. There goes Gibraltar. Get rid of flaps 20. And we're going to go direct SOVIS in a second, so I'm just going to get that ready. GD, very much so. Jeff, I'd love to go to Gibraltar. Let's get up to, let's say 220 here, shall we? At Osprey 165, direct to SOVIS. Get rid of those flat flaps. It was quite bright, wasn't it? The contrasts can be a little bit funny in the sim, I think. Climb. Standard pressure. Standard pressure. There she goes, down there. White, hello.
Seabird 999 taking off.
Oh, Alec, awesome. Now the biggest thing with this, and I've mentioned it in the past, is to not fall foul of the supercritical wing that it's got. And what that is basically is if you lose the energy of the aeroplane during your climb, you won't get it back. So you've got to manage the energy quite carefully. And I sort of talk a lot about it in my tutorials. How are we doing here? We should be near 10,000, 8,600. 3,
Support
6,
traffic behind
heading
the
bug.
departing aircraft runway 09.
We're actually getting quite good separation because of the way that obviously the departure is at Gibraltar. Let's get those off. And that one off. Now let's, before we go too far up into climb and the air gets thinner, we need to be pretty much stable at climb speed. So I'm going to select 300 for climb for the moment. Should have let the guys in the A320s go first really, because we're going to be zooming ahead. Got North Africa just on our left hand side there. And we're using Volanta again today with Volanta Premium, so you can see that after departure, oh, we've got a 3D view look. We've backtracked the runway and then we've departed quite a steep climb all the way around, like so. Very cool. And we're there, we've done a little direct to XAVIR, so we're kind of avoiding the airspace around Spain. And it looks like we're heading into some pretty nasty weather. And on the top of my head, actually, off the top of my head, I don't think the Aerosoft CRJ has got weather radar. So that's going to be interesting. You know, when the sort of like deep centres like this yellow here is the sort of bits you kind of want to avoid. So routinely you would kind of steer around that, but that is a huge storm. Sort of stretching from just the tip of Tangier to near Jerez, or Jerez. Famous flying school there, one of the big European Spanish flying schools. So look at that, we're literally going to be through a huge storm. Wow. We're going to add our little departure screenshot there, so let's pop that in. I love that 3D departure thing that they now do on this. It looks pretty good. There we are, and let's have a little look, see what we're doing. Interestingly, it must be broken, the live weather today, because I can't see any storm. But there's a bit of cloud over there on the horizon, but certainly nothing that I would think to worry about. White's asking a really good question in the live chat, asking if the PMDG 737 is going to have different value packs. So like one that'll have a cargo variant, another with a normal one. Not sure actually. That's a great question though. I assume it's going to be offered as their current packages are at the moment. That's a terrible joke, Fets. Reese flying into a 100 knots headwind at Chicago last night. If only you were in a little PA-28, you'd have been going backwards. Add. Massive explosion, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing. Fenix Sim A320 will be fantastic as well. I've not flown the Flybois A320 for a little while, but sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a break. We spent so long flying that when the sim got released. It's quite nice to be able to just... I forgot that, and the after takeoff checks as well. sometimes it's nice to just switch things up a little bit and go for something else. Good afternoon, Aviation Simulation and Pete Fly Sims. Greetings from Oz. Hello. Joined you the other night in Birmingham for the first VATSIM UK flight. It was great. Bought the CRJ earlier today and practiced this route. Still got a bit to learn before spawning in. Hopefully you're enjoying it. As I've said quite frequently, the Aerosoft CRJ at the minute is my favourite aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it's really very, very good. Love the immersion that it offers. We are now oceanic for the rest of the way. There goes the North African coast, and then on the right hand side of the aeroplane, the Spanish coast, and then further up that way, Portugal. Flying high, Frank, I don't think any of it does, sadly. I think they're blaming sort of Asobo, saying that Asobo need to do it, but I mean, I've turned the weather radar on there, nothing is appearing. And terrain, it definitely doesn't have a terrain radar. Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Flight Sim. Really do enjoy Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's have a quick poke at this on Volanta. Still show. I mean, technically now where we are, we should have one heck of a storm, but I'm not seeing it. We are on live weather, so it's obviously not working today. Boris, what accent do you have? And you can put in the remarks when you pop in the bits about it. You can put in the remarks. Yeah, if English is not your first language, you could put on their remarks, speak slow, English not first language, or just something to tell the controller that you might have a bit of difficulty understanding them if they throw all the information at you at 100 miles an hour. Got to disarm those as well. She's struggling to climb. We've got another 10,000 feet to go. Ooh, why have I got a double? Tavsi. Tavsi Tutis. Oh well, that's fine. That's me being a right doofus. TCAS off. No, we want traffic on. In fact, I forgot to put transponder on. We are on Unicom, so it's one of those days. Good grief. I promise usually I'm fairly competent at this. Wow. Pete, yeah, you can import your SimBrief route directly into the CRJ. The 37N020 waypoint, you need to put it into the MSFS format, which you can see here actually, 3720N, and then it'll appear as a waypoint for you. That's a quite a good question actually. Roland, 3 or 4 flying along today actually. However, we've got FETS that's going to be departing Lisbon. So if you wanted to... Lisbon, is it? Yeah, if you wanted to depart Lisbon in the next few minutes, you'll probably meet us around about the same sort of time. GVY 9960 LPFR to LPHR. Just departed Faro. Depends how quickly you can get set up, to be fair. If you can depart Faro in the next 5-10 minutes, that'd be good. If not, you could depart Lisbon, and you'd have to create another route, but you would converge around roughly the same sort of time, I would imagine. Looking at Volanta. Ah, Fex, that was you. I did guess, I did wonder. Randolph, hello, welcome. Swamp Flies, about to give the Salty 747 a try. I've not used it in ages. How's it been since the updates? Absolutely, definitely. Upgrade to the very latest development branch if you haven't done so already. You seem to have leveled off at 31,000. As you can see there. Interesting. Sometimes, we're on speed mode, we're on nav. It just needs a little wiggle wiggle. No, perhaps we're just too heavy. Honda Gaming, hello. You can see that just creeping up. I could cheat. I could drop that back. Speed. Drop it down to like 290. X route, awesome. I did see the first time you mentioned. Got a good little line of people flying along at the moment. A couple of people. In fact, wow, actually we've got more people than I realised. Easy 5565. Nighthawk as well is down there. Easy 6932's off to Edinburgh. Gatorhawk waiting to depart. Bets, well the CRJ can cruise at flight level 410. Little interesting fact. We are quite heavy, so to be fair, let's have a look. SONAP. 360 at SONAP it wants. So you can see here, if I drop that speed down by 10, you can see that the aeroplane is just slowly starting to allow itself to pitch up to capture the speed. We were quite heavy today. Oop, Jay, whoops. Yeah, the one thing that you must always remember in the Aerosoft CRJ is never leave this tab open here. So leave it on the checklists page unless you need performance or aircraft tabs. Once you've done what you need to do, change it back as well. Yeah, Alec. It's one of their little things at the moment, of course. We'll see how she goes. We'll do Mach 77, we'll just see what happens. That Mach number will increase anyway. There we are. Oh, I was just waiting for it to change, Tony. It did, after I think 31,000 feet or 32,000 feet, the Mach number does change. well, it auto changes for us and then selects, as you guys can see here, heading bank mode or half bank mode. Let's get rid of that VOR. We don't need that. Vets, yeah, well, cowlicing actually is the main one. If you guys turn cowlicing on in the climb, it probably takes about 6 to 10% N1 off your engines, so it really does hamper your climb performance quite significantly. But we've got it off for the time being. We are quite heavy on fuel, that's I guess the sort of half of it. Quite happy leaving it like this for the time being as we head across the Atlantic. We're due south of Faro at the moment actually, just tickling the Lisbon FIR. Jeff, it's always good to hear. So checking out Navigraph, we've got a long way to go of course, but we can certainly look at what we've got to expect for the route today. The little magenta arrow is where we're at the moment. We've just entered Lisbon's sort of airspace, this oceanic crossing. We're currently inbound SONAP, which is there, and then we've got VERAM. Beyond VERAM we've got our oceanics waypoint 37 degrees north, 020 west. And then we're heading direct down to SOLGI. If we were doing it extra proper, we could go via Beacon, H1, but why would we do that? It's a long enough route as it is. We are expecting with the weather, we're expecting runway 28. We've got the SOLGA 4 Alpha arrival, and we're going to expect the runway 28 RNAV Zulu via Velas. And at Horta, we can see SOLGI here. Elben is the next waypoint, and we want to be at 9,700. Velas at 5,000. And you can see then we've got the Horta VOR and the NDB 15 miles later. If we look at the RMP Zulu for runway 28, I think it's the first time I've even done an RNAV in the CRJ. In via Velas, we're heading in between this sort of two islands and all the terrain around it, and we're pretty much just doing this sort of sweeping straight in approach to runway 28. And then missed approach, it's a climbing turn up to this little hold point at the very bottom of the map and holding there. We'll go through all of this as we get a bit closer. Does look interesting. Pete, welcome on board, thank you very much. If you're in our Discord server, be sure to let us know. We'll get you added into the Club Lounge. Thanks for joining us as a silver frequent flyer. Max specking up his best landing in the CRJ so far at Barcelona, minus 55 foot per minute. Nice. What was the G number? Oh, Lauren, yeah, definitely. I was going to do it in the A320, but I kind of wanted the challenge to see if the CRJ could do it. Or see if I could do it in the CRJ. It's probably the best way to put it. It's not the aeroplane that's got the lack of ability, it'll be myself. Oh, I feel like Wesley's about to upgrade. Nicholas, is the CRJ worth it? Yeah, you know what, I absolutely love it. It is really nicely put together by Aerosoft. They've done a fantastic job with it. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's certainly my favourite aircraft in the sim at the moment. There we go, Wesley hitting up some juicy gold membership. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the dizzy heights of gold frequent flyer status. Yeah, Lauren, I don't think the CRJ's ever gone to the Azores, to be honest. But I thought it'd be quite good for us to give it a go. This looks like that weather that was on the Volanta radar, potentially. Just coming in a little bit later. In fact, that looks like it's going to be right at our cruise level, which is going to be interesting. Vinny Fly, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Nicholas, no, there definitely won't be a cargo variant of the CRJ. They are due to release the CRJ 900 and 1000 soon. That's going to be really nice. It's going to open up a whole ton of realistic routes throughout Europe and the US as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting that actually. Slightly longer, slightly heavier. Flies quite differently apparently, according to Matthew, our channel member who's a real CRJ pilot. It says it's the landing on the CRJ 900s is very different compared to the CRJ 700. So looking forward to checking all that out. Come on, girl. She's struggling. 1,000 feet to go. Altitude capture just coming in, hence the C chord. Paris, oui, oui. Hello to you. Come on, girl. Once we're there and we're level, we can start helping that speed come forward again. But at this rate, we're going to be getting caught up. Are we all airborne now? I think we are, aren't we? Michael, welcome on board. Thanks for joining. 2 new channel members today. Awesome. Guys, don't forget to hit us up on Discord and get your access into the club lounge. Nicholas, sorry, Donkey Shot asking, what a username, great username, asking what CRJ livery is this one? This is the channel livery. So free to download via our Discord server for anybody, all of our viewers. Those of you who are behind the channel within the community, and you can download this livery, and you can see there, operated by British AvGeek. Our call sign is Osprey, of course, and there's the birds, the channel birds. And Tony actually is changing it up, so we're going to have a modern variant of that soon too. Wesley, right behind me at 380. Can't see you. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, we've got channel liveries for most aircraft, or a fair few aircraft at least. We've got a stunning one for, a really stunning one actually for the 747 Osprey World Cargo. Now, what do we want for cruise? Mach decimal 80. I'm actually going to leave it in climb mode for the time being, I think. In fact, let's see, I'll drop it back a tad. Just get it into managed or manual throttle. See what happens there with the speed. Whack it to toga, get a bit more power out of it. We can see she's struggling. Nicholas, what you're wanting to look out for is FSLTL. It's a freeware model matching project. And they're developing models and liveries and everything with help of hundreds of livery creators within the community, lots of whom, well, most of them actually, are all part of flightsim.to. They've been making great liveries for us already. And what you want is, let's see, MCT. Let's just see what happens here. Try and get that speed back up. Yeah, she doesn't like 40,000 feet. But they're going to basically create models and liveries for aircraft within the live traffic system as well. So for people who don't use VATSIM or IVAO, they'll be able to inject correct liveries and call signs and things into the sim and correct aircraft into the sim with that, which is going to be really cool. And then in conjunction with that, we'll be able to inject all that traffic into VATSIM as well with a model matching rule set, a VMR. So really exciting actually. And if you were watching my Edinburgh stream yesterday, we were at Pyre Devco's Edinburgh scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator for 3 hours. We saw a couple of sneak previews of that actually. We saw Jet2 Holiday 737-800 departing, which is quite cool. I think I'm just going to have to leave it on MCT, I think, for the time being. Help that speed climb back up to Mach 0.80. David A, good morning. Wesley, we are doing Mach 0.78 to be fair, almost, so it is okay. And as we burn more fuel off, we'll get lighter. There's Wesley. Spotted, doing his best to catch up. Any news on the Quality Wing 787? Now there's a question. There is absolutely no news from them whatsoever. They've been completely radio silent since November, in fact, which is a little strange. Just got to watch my ITTs running the engines so high. FETs, nice. We're about to enter some cloud ourselves, which is why I don't really want to go down to 380 because we're going to be through the centre of that otherwise. Looks like we're going to be cloud surfing, which is going to be fantastic. Alec, try and max her out if you can. Nicholas, they were. AIG actually shut them down and they screwed over God, what's the other project called that was well known on other sims? FAIB? They shut them down as well. Basically they wanted all the fame and all the glory for themselves, so they pulled the plug on those all their agreements with FLAI, was it FAIB or whatever it's called? I forget. All because they were working with FSLTL to try and create something like Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, and AIG turns out they were in the background too. So rather sad. They went nuclear with it. But FSLTL are back. They've created new models, new liveries. They basically started livery development from scratch, and it's quite cool. Some of the progress they've made, some of the liveries. If you watched my Isle of Man flight the other day, we were watching a couple of guys land in the EasyJet A319s, part of the FSLTL models, and they had spoilers deploying and all sorts of cool stuff, so yeah, really very good. I think we saw reverse thrusters, the engine cowlings moved back too. Don't forget to give the stream a like, guys, give us a little thumbs up if you enjoy this sort of stuff. Let's try and get a good little screenshot, shall we? Try and find a good bit of space in the clouds. And of course we've got to try and get Wesley on a screenshot too. Just sneaking up behind us. Is he there yet? Yeah, he's right there actually, right below. Giving all she's got. Yeah. As Lauren's saying, if you're not clacking, you're slacking. Richard, wow, welcome, welcome. Russell, hi to you, welcome. How did real flying go this week? Great question. You know what, I had a great hour and a bit as Wesley just below the cowlings. Yeah, I had a fantastic time flying. First time in 13 years exactly actually to the date on my logbook. 3rd of September 2008 was the last time I flew a PA-28, and we were back in it the other day exactly on the 3rd of September 2021, which is quite odd. A bizarre coincidence that I'd not linked until the instructor pointed it out to me. Richard, thank you for joining the channel as a silver frequent flyer. Welcome to you. Thanks for supporting the stream. Don't forget to let us know on Discord, we'll get you added into that club lounge. Yeah, I sat in the PA-28 and as I was telling some of you guys yesterday, and I was having a bit of a conversation with the instructor at the time being, saying how I'd not flown in about 13 or so years, but prior to that, well, 10 years ago, I stopped being a little flying instructor in a Grob 109B motor glider, which I've done for 3 years after the PA-28. So he goes, oh, well, I'm sure you'll remember it all. So he got me to taxi out to the runway, and then he asked me to, he said, okay, just line me up on the centre line. So I did that, and he goes, right, well, you're taking off. So he had a quick chat about takeoff for a couple of seconds, and then he told me to just get on with it. So there I was, the first time in 13 years, going full throttle in a PA-28, counting to 60 knots and pulling back on the stick and taking off for the first time ever, which blew my mind. And you know what, it completely sold it to me again. He said it was a very nice takeoff, and we went flying around Buckinghamshire for an hour and a bit, and on return he got me to fly final approach, and I thought he was going to take over and land the aeroplane from like short finals, and I said to him, I said, are you landing this? He goes, no, you're doing a touch and go. so yeah, there we go. After 13 years I did a touch and go randomly as well, without any prior thought or preparation. Did a circuit and then landed. So a really mind-blowing hour and 15 minutes actually back in the logbook. I loved absolutely every second of it. And I've got my next 2 sessions booked, next Thursday and the Thursday after, going back for some more lessons, 2 hours at a time. Well, I've got a block booking for the aircraft. Yeah, I'm throwing myself straight back into it. I'm currently revising the air law and meteorology books for the first CAA exam. But to answer your question directly, Russell, am I going to keep it up? Absolutely. Russell, yeah, we've got very similar jobs in nature as well, so we're chatting away. And I think we had that element of trust with one another straight away because of what we do. So he was quite happy to just go sort of hands off and just let me go for it. And obviously, his hands were near the controls, so if something was going to go wrong, he was ready to react. But he wanted to just give me that confidence that after 13 years, I probably haven't forgotten as much as I thought I had. But you know what the biggest thing is, and I said to him on the flight back, as we made our way back to Denham, so the biggest thing for me was how useful flight simming is. So for those of you who aren't currently at an age, for example, where you're currently able to start flying lessons, this is a great way to get into it. Flying the little PA-28 Warrior or the Cessna 152. Great training aircraft, really forgiving in real life as well. And it's a great way to get started. It does give you the knowledge and the ability to sort of understand aviation, how an aeroplane flies, how it handles, the physics behind, you know, suck, squeeze, bang, blow, lift, drag, all that sort of thing. And yeah, after 13 years, I think that was my saving grace, really. The fact that I've been simming recently and done a bit of flying in the PA-28 in preparation off stream, just sort of having a little mooch about with it. What was super strange was the fact that I'd developed the freeware Denham aerodrome scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator on flightsim.to, and there I was taxiing around the airport that I'd made digital scenery for, which was kind of bizarre. Quite an odd feeling, actually. But yeah, you know what? Absolutely got the bug back for it. I went up recently with a really good mate of mine who I work with, and he's got a PPL. He flies at Denham. He was suggesting that I sort of go up with him for a bit of a flight just to get a feel for it again a few weeks ago. So I went up with him, and yeah, I'd forgotten how much I missed flying in real life. That weather system below there looks fantastic, doesn't it? Richard Sadder, you know what, I actually asked my instructor yesterday if he'd had anybody turn up. Sasha, hello. If he'd had anybody turn up with GoPros to film their PPL progress as they went, and he said no, he didn't really think it'd be a good idea. He said it detracts from the training environment. Yeah, and I can kind of see his point there. He's saying that instead of me focusing on producing content while I'm trying to learn, he was sort of saying that, yeah, I should just be focusing 100% on learning how to fly again and managing the aircraft and things. But I've got some solo flights to do in the future, of course, and I've got some cross-country navigation and some cross-country solo flights as well. And I can crack on with those, so I can stick a GoPro in them and video those. So I will be making some content for it, of course. Max, awesome. I'm really looking forward to the PMDG 737. It's going to be brilliant. Let's try and get that front photographed in a screenshot. Look at that. All of these will be available to be viewed on Valanta. So you can sort of see a couple of the screenshots we've taken as we progress around through our route. Let's see, is that a bit better that side? No, it's not as impressive, is it? Like that. Russell, nice. Used to fly regularly Elstree to Denham. Fantastic. Yeah, I've got a good friend, a guy at work who's a bit of a friend, who's starting a flying school at Elstree. A little bit further from me than Denham, but you know, I would have been willing to become his first student. You know, hope for mates rates and things as well. Get a bit, get a bit of a discount. Jeff, definitely, yeah. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to do actually, is especially when I'm able to fly solo. So I'm hoping to do some comparison videos, record takeoff and things like that. Get some nice wing views. Maybe get some of the instruments things as well. Just uploaded the last 3 screenshots onto Volanta as well. Check throttle. So we are literally still at MCT, but we are in that generated cruise suggestion there, 90.3. We're holding Mach decimal 80 quite nicely actually at the moment. So bizarrely enough, that seems to that seems to be what the aeroplane wants, which is quite good. Happy days. And we're making some good progress. Bets. Awesome timing. Did I put that on standard pressure? I did. QNH 1013. Happy days. Interestingly, 240 knots at the moment, suggesting Mach decimal 81, but the PFD is just suggesting that Mach decimal 81 is up here. Ah, resetting. Literally, as I was just looking at it, you've typed the same question there. Yeah, quite odd, isn't it? Slight variation there then. Hey ho. So I'm going to say we're probably going Mach decimal 81, aren't we? Ground speed of 456 knots. Like good old drone cam up to its old tricks. Turning for no reason. There's Wesley again. He hasn't actually got his wheels down, it's just the way that the sim renders AI. Look at that huge front there, that big storm. Should be turning any second. What are points? Miles? Asking if we could do redeems. What do they do? You'll have to explain the whole thing to me. Thanks to Matt's, popped up just a few minutes ago actually, saying you've been a member for 5 months now on the channel. So one of our really regular, frequent flyers. one of our channel members, and a really generous channel donor as well, supporting the stream with donations, etc., that help go towards giveaways, and some of it helps towards my private pilot's license as well. Russell, can I ask a tech question? We can give it a go. I'm not sure I'd be the best to answer, but far away. Alec, awesome. You riding the barber pole by any chance? Who else have we got then? Oh, that's a cheeky one, Pete. Adding a artificial tailwind in to help push you along. On approach and nav charts, what does the channel number refer to below the VOR frequency and ident? Ooh. Have you got one in mind? Actually, a particular one in mind that you'd like me to check? Fire an airport at me, actually, and
Many thanks for all you've shown me so far. Looking forward to getting insights on your training.
Hey, Fets! Thank you very much. Thanks for your tip, that's really generous of you. Thanks for supporting the stream. Pete, I think you've just messaged me on Discord, haven't you? Let's have a little look-see. To get your channel membership added in, I think, from memory. Is that right? Let's sort that out while I remember. What we want to be doing over the next few weeks is we're going to be trying to update all of our channel liveries so that we can Nutty Flies, I think, wasn't it? Is that you? We can change them all to Osprey, basically. So we're going to have Osprey Regional, which is this CRJ livery, and then we've got Osprey World Cargo for things like the 747 cargo livery that Frex is really beautifully painted. And then we're going to have our Osprey mainline. And all of the liveries will be available to download for free, of course. There you go. Pete Fly Sims, I've just added you into the club lounge. Welcome to our Discord server as well. Thanks for joining as a member. I've added your roles. MPS Gaming, good afternoon to you. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're well. Russell, what approach charts have you got in mind that might I could have a look at, perhaps? Look at that. That is proper nasty down there. Look at those cumulonimbus. Wow, that is a wall of bad weather down below. Wow. Bit murky down there. Eat no thank you. There's Wezzles catching up. Look at that. That looks proper moody, doesn't it? Wow. Russell, I think it has something to do with DME associated with the VOR, but I just wondered how you'd select this channel with aircraft avionics, or is it older aircraft? Yeah, let me know if you've got one that I can have a little look at. I can maybe see what you mean, and either I can sort of work it out, or if I don't know, I'll let you know. There's every chance I won't know. Oh, there we go. Tony's already got ahead before we've even looked. Nice stuff. Russell, there you go, thanks Tony. So the channel number that Russell is asking about, folks, relates to combinations of paired frequencies for localizers, glide paths, MLA, angle, DME and TACAN. I assume it's going to be like Wi-Fi signals then, where you can have your Wi-Fi at home on like channel 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And obviously if everybody's on one channel it gets quite congested, so they split the frequencies for the Wi-Fi over multiple channels. So I assume it's the same sort of thing if I was to hazard a guess. Tony knows more about it. That's obviously his knack. Do let me know if that's correct, Tony, or completely wrong. Pets, let's top ride the storm. Looking at the looking at the horizon, it looks like we're going to literally be scraping cloud. It's going to be interesting. It's going to make for some great views though out the window. Out of the box. You feel like I'm a police officer at Gatwick, but you can't say. That's such a random thing to say. I mean, you need to explain your rationale. Why do you think I work at Gatwick, and why do you think I'm a policeman? You'll have to. Such a random thing to suggest. Sadly, you're not right. So, but I'd love to know with the theory behind the guess. Oh, Reece, yeah, the MSFS does love a random jetway leading to nowhere. Ernie, hello to you. Welcome. Hello, hello. Russell, I guess the all of this, it just looks for the frequency, but the frequency might be on one channel or another. So I assume it doesn't really matter too much in relation to this for the aircraft. Then I don't know if older aircraft have got channels built into them as well, so you'd have to flick through channels and things. Don't know how it works. Oh yeah, Tony, that is Russell. You have asked probably the most technical question we've ever had on stream. But thankfully, we've got experts in the chat with knowledge. Russell, that's it. I could tell him, but I'll have to kill him. I'm not a spy either. I think that was a theory for a little while, wasn't it? A few folk at the channel watching thought I was a CIA agent or something bizarre. Basically, I can't talk about what I do for work, sadly. Whatever it is it may be, I can't discuss it. Good to try though. Try and get it out of me. Try and force it out of me. MPS was saying something a second ago as well. Let's have a little catch up there. It's doing well. I'm fine. Landed safe at Edinburgh yesterday on VATSIM, but the freeway scenery ILS 06 thinks it's a little off centre. Yeah, I think you're right. The Pyreeg Devco scenery has obviously been tuned in quite nicely. You can see that cloud now starting to tickle up towards our wing actually now, so it's getting quite close. So there's some proper big cumulus clouds down there. Oh, out of the box, I could just work for Tesco, but I wouldn't. You know, I could just not want to talk about what I do. I could be a real pilot, but I mean, I'm not. I could be absolutely anything. Boris, yeah, I could be. To be fair, even if you guess correctly, I would say that you're wrong. Otherwise, I've basically told you what I do. I've got a German Shepherd, but I'm not a Shepherd. But that'd be an interesting career choice, whilst also being a flight simmer. Look at that little channel of cloud there that we could. If we're in a fighter jet, I'd love to shoot through there. Land in a fast jet. How's Wesley doing? He's literally going straight through all of that. Out of the box, I can't talk about what I do, sadly. Let's see, what other custom views have I got here? We've got one in the window, there we go. I like that one. Yeah, Lauren, you make a good point. Let's have a quick look at my rota for next week. What day is it today? 5th. Lovely. So there was an event on the 11th, wasn't there? I think, off the top of my head. There's a VATSIM event on the 11th. I can't remember what it is now. Good grief. We're flying on the 11th anyway. We're going to be streaming on the 11th. I've got a flying lesson on the 9th, but 10th, 11th and the 12th I'm looking to hopefully do some streams next week, so another weekend smashing it with some live streams. And I need to arrange another controller session actually, perhaps maybe the 29th or 30th of September. I'll be looking to do Bristol controller live, which would be quite cool. Hooters. Nice. Yeah, Lauren, that's all it is. I think it's important to try and retain some privacy. I could spin it your way. Out of the box, where do you work? Yoep, welcome, hope you're okay. Watching the race, how's it going? Can't say I watch any of the races, sadly. I'll be watching NFL. I don't know if it's on later on, actually. It's always good when NFL is on through the night time in the States, and I'm working a night shift. Usually you get some of the really good games on a Thursday night, like Thursday night football for example, 2 o'clock in the morning UK time through to about 5 AM. If I'm on a night shift, perfect excuse to stay awake and watch the NFL. Yeah, Dutchman in front of the Englishman. Perfect. As long as Lewis Hamilton doesn't win, I'm happy. He needs to be knocked down a peg or two, I think. And you know, he's rich enough as it is. Let somebody else win. GD, wow, that's quite niche. It's going to be really bugging me now, trying to work out what the event is on the 11th that I thought I was going to be doing. Naturally, as well, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so if you've not yet already subscribed and you're sitting away in the background, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give us a little thumbs up as well if you're enjoying the stream. When we hit 10,000, we're going to be doing a couple of days of group flights. We're going to be doing some general aviation flying in the PA-28s. I think one of our channel members actually a little while ago planned a really nice scenic route through Chile, so we're probably going to do that, to be fair, and then an IFR group flight somewhere on VATSIM too. Really nice. And within that, we're going to do a load of giveaways, because why not? So we'll be giving away some stuff throughout those live streams when we hit 10,000 subscribers. I was hoping we would have the Quality Wings 787 out by now, because that was my intention, was to have that as one of the prizes, but that's obviously we're still waiting for those. We'll see what we've got when we get there, but we're almost at 10,000. We've got to get there first, and we're going to be doing some giveaways and a couple of more group flights. I've got to really, I've got to work out what that VATSIM event was on the 11th. I can't remember to save my life. I'm hoping to do Cross the Pond as well. Worldwide events, the 11th. Oh, was it that one? I think it's the Golden Route, Hong Kong to Taiwan. That could have been one. What else have we got? Welcome to Dakar. Oh, no, there we go. Copenhagen Live. That's what we're going to be doing on the 11th. So it's a huge VATSIM event, and it's an entire day from 6 AM Zulu to 2200 Zulu of full ATC across Copenhagen with some of the best Danish controllers as well, with a full 16 hours of ATC service. Last year they did over 600 movements, and they're going to be giving away loads of prizes from developers like SimNord, Orbex and Aerosoft throughout that event. So those of you who want to fly along on that day, on the 11th of September when we stream, we're going to be doing, probably, I think we were discussing it the other week, we were going to do a CRJ flight from Copenhagen to Berlin and then back again, hoping that that would be then give us 2 entries in the competitions. If you want to check it out and you've got VATSIM, I'll put the link in the live chat for you guys as well. Lauren, oh dear. Picking a big event as well. Whoops. That's going to be busy. I'll be there to enter some traffic, enter some competitions as well. Sounds like it's going to be a busy one. Let me know when does the group flight start for the alpacas? I'll try and get out before that starts. Russell, awesome. It's going to be a good one. Lots of prizes on offer as well, so when you connect and you fly, I think how it works roughly, just off the top of my head, is they will take your call sign and your route, and they will then, let's check our speed, that's looking good. Oh, hello. How did that change? Not sure, scary. They take your call sign on your route, and they basically record, I think, your VATSIM CID, which is your unique username to log into the network, to say that you've got an entry in to win a prize. So, who knows? Flighter, that's a great question. I'm not sure. Hopefully, The thing is, I've never flown a 737 before, so I'm going to have to learn all of that myself. I don't have X-plane or any of that sort of stuff, so not sure about that, to be honest. Aerial, it's quite sensitive. It's quite a sensitive day, that, so I'm personally trying to avoid anything like that. How are we doing on fuel? 4,580. We left with 6,000 something, didn't we? We are using a lot, to be fair. But then we are still on MCT to maintain cruise speed. Hey, you know what? It's all good. Ah, Lauren, no worries. Yeah, drop me a little DM and let me know. I'm hoping to depart out of Copenhagen, probably fly past all of you, and then turn around and fly back to Copenhagen for a return as well. So we might get a bit of a it's going to be quite interesting, actually. Hopefully we can get a couple of our guys flying along to that event too, give them a load of traffic from Osprey. That's the only worry, fly high, Frank. Is the update still on the 7th? Yeah, World Update 6 is due to release. So who knows how that's going to affect us. My plan for the CRJ might have to go on the shelf, might have to use the A320 for example, who knows. Possibly going to cause some problems. I think Stuttgart is one of the airports included in that update, so it may well be that we will make use of that and we'll do like a little flight to the new Stuttgart airport or something. Quite nice. Each leg will be an hour to an hour and a half each, and we'll fly back to Copenhagen at the end, taxi back in. Oh, GD, yeah, they're going to be absolutely maxed out, I think, the controllers. But we do love a good event. Yesterday's ATC stream for us was actually quite quiet, bizarrely. We had 160 aircraft handled yesterday. Usually we do between 250 to 300, so yesterday's Edinburgh stream we had loads of traffic. It did feel busy at times, but we actually handled less than I thought we did. The end of the month we're going to be doing Bristol, so if you missed your chance to fly then yesterday, keep an eye out for the next one. Bristol's a great airport to fly from. We've got some beautiful Pilot Plus scenery for that too. Wesley 28, RMP Zulu runway 28 via Velas, Victor Echo Lima Alpha Sierra. Who's Listerman? David, I'm not sure actually. It depends when all of you guys might be free to help be controllers. The 27th to the 30th ideally, one of those days. I'm looking to be doing it. Roland, nice. welcome. Thanks for upgrading. God, you guys are giving me some work to do on Discord today. Wow. Thanks for supporting the stream. As YouTube catches up, of course. Let's see. There we go, that's done. Wesley, I've updated you to gold as well again. I think we've caught up. For the rest of you guys who haven't headed to our Discord server just yet, so you've joined us as a frequent flyer, a bronze, silver or gold frequent flyer throughout today's stream, make sure you do ping myself or one of the moderators on Discord. The link's just gone in the live chat actually, just above Wesley's question of which runway. Oh, David, perfect. Drop me a little drop me a little DM, David, and let us know what day's best, and then I'll fire it across all the other controllers and see what we can work out. That'd be quite good. Obviously we need clearance delivery online, and naturally as well we're looking for tower and Bristol approach. Maybe we can get London West online as well for a real change. Charles, hello, you did make it indeed. We're almost at the halfway point, in fact. Welcome to you, I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Now, I'm trying to think meteorology-wise, is it Altostratos, that big little cloud system over there? Really high level, sort of flight level 460 and above. I haven't yet started reading through the meteorology stuff yet properly. So, why do I feel like it's Altostratos? Let's quickly hit up high-level cloud types on Google. We'll see what it says. Cirrocumulus, could be that. No, I'm right. Did I say cirro? No. Mid. It's cirrostratus apparently at that altitude, according to trusty Google. And if it was lower, so if it was the same sort of cloud that we're looking at here, but sort of 15 to 20,000 feet, it would be Altostratus. Or Altostratus. Boring facts for you guys. Don't fall asleep while I'm explaining all that gumph. Charles, fantastic. Hello to your daughter as well. Welcome to the stream. Good morning to you both. Vets, nice one, thank you very much. I still remember I passed the meteorology and air law exam about 14 years ago actually, but air law itself has changed massively since, so I'm reading this new book now and there's differences coming place as well. In November 2021 they're changing the runway conditioning, so you would hear runway conditions are damp, dry, damp, wet, something else. But they're now changing in November 2021 to a globalized standard, and it's going to be, I think it's dry, wet, contaminated. And I think that's it. And contaminated might mean dry, slippery wet, wet, and contaminated, I think is what it's changing to. And the contaminated category is just a blanket term for frost, ice, rain, like oil spills, basically anything that contaminates the surface of the runway and reduces friction will get a runway report as contaminated. Roland, wow, you're a yacht master holder. Very nice. How long have you been sailing for? And yeah, you definitely don't need to worry about the higher level stuff. Russell, you know what? I was lying in bed last night. Funny you say that. Lying in bed last night reading through the air law stuff, and by the time I got to the end of the chapter with some practice questions, I was pretty sleepy. Snow, etc. contaminate. Yeah, so I think it's was it the 5th? Might be getting the dates wrong. I know it's in November 2021. The law changes with them, with that new contaminated category going in. Oh yeah, we do love a cumulonimbus. Thankfully we can't see any. We've passed a few. Back towards Gib, that big front over there. Oh, Lauren, wow, in real life? And Fets, you're passing 39.20, still some Terran cumulonimbus ahead. I'm not too far from that, actually. 90, actually, call it about 100 miles to go to the oceanic waypoint. We've still got nobody online, which is quite nice. So we're just Unicom all the way. To be fair, I didn't expect any sort of Lisbon radar or anything covering the Azores. That's where Fetz is. He's up here somewhere, flying through all of that soup. In fact, where is he on Volanta? Let's get it up. Volanta, that is. There's our screenshots. There's our merry queue of people. Wesley hugging behind. Alex has done really well actually to catch up by the looks of it. It's a really good distance with separation away, and easy 5665 as well. Not too far behind. Gator hook. Put your foot down. There's Fets right up the front here. So yeah, roughly through all of that pea soup. You can actually see one thing I really like with Navigraph now is you can see the nat tracks. Not Navigraph, sorry, Volanta. Just rotate that a bit. There we go, that's a bit better. You can see the nat tracks, so nat delta and all that sort of stuff. For the crossings, you can see how the aircraft have almost stacked up on those nat tracks actually quite nicely. And you've got a couple here doing random routing, so off down to Orlando, Martinchi. So he's on a random routing from Manchester instead of a nat track. And there's us doing our little mini oceanic. Sods law though, New York Centre's online, which is quite cool for these guys if they're on VATSIM. Jib. I call it jib. The 3-letter code's still jib, of course. David, so premium Volanta, what I can see that it does, I'm yet to work out the little draw a line on the map feature thing that apparently we can do as groups or something. Not sure how that works still, but apparently we can draw lines and fly along as groups and stuff, but I don't know how that works yet. One thing I really like is the fact that it's recording us as we go. So if I get a crash to touch wood, if you know, providing I don't, touch wood I don't rather, but if I was to get a crash to desktop today, then in theory, Volanta is recording the state of the aircraft and the location every couple of minutes. So I think I've set it to 2-minute intervals. It will save the aircraft state and everything like that. So I should be able to reload, but then I don't know how that works, because I've not had to use it. But that's one of the main features, one of the key features of Volanta Premium. I have read though that it doesn't work on all aircraft. Well, that's a bit overexposed there. Let's get that lovely window view back, shall we? Right, I'm back. Just had to sort the dog out. He's got the sock of shame on at the moment because he's been chewing his paws, and he's managed to kick it off somehow. Matthew, we're just burning off a bit of fuel because we are struggling to maintain our speed. If I drop it into manual, there we are. Actually, you know what, we'll see how it goes. We were very heavy, and to be fair, I think this is the highest I've flown the CRJ at the moment, but yeah, it was wanting APR thrust just to hold speed. Roland, like Atlanta had 2 good flights this morning from Stansted to the Maccasim Manchester and Manchester to Bristol. Nice, and a go around at Bristol as well. Nice stuff. How did the go around go? Do you like a go around? Thankfully, don't have to do them too much on here. Oh dear, I feel like we're just. Yeah, we see we're just ever so slowly losing speed. Lisbon sensors online. So it is, but sadly for us, we exited them a long time ago. Show us a pic of your German Shepherd, or do you mean ground speed 428? Not sure if I've got a picture on the computer actually of old doggo. Let me have a look, see if I can find something. Shepherd, not speed. Right, bear with me, let's see if I can dig something out. I'm sure I've backed them up somewhere. We're failing that, I'll put it on. He's 6 today actually, our dog. Mighty 6 years old. Just looking for a photograph of the dog at the minute. Didn't realise I've backed up so many. So many videos of aeroplanes. Because why not? Oh, Roland, no, he cut a pad a little while ago on something in the field, but he keeps gnawing on it, so it's aggravating him a little bit. But his weight and his health, everything's pretty good. He's been through the wars though. Alec5150, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing. Those of you on our Discord server, actually, if you go to the In Real Life Pictures and Videos channel, I will put a picture of the dog in there, because I can find one easier that way. Matthew, you'd have been disappointed with my departure because I was forgetting a whole ton of stuff. Forgot to activate Toga, that's one of the things. Whoops. It's one of those days. I'd been sidetracked moments before the stream started, so I lost my train of thought somewhat. Right, there we go. Picture of the dog on our Discord server. And I've just knocked my throttle right back. Whoops. Let's try and get that M1 back so I lose too much speed. There we go. Happy days. Caught that just before it went a bit awry. You know what, the speed seems to be holding quite nicely now. Mach decimal 80. That drone camera is so weird. There's Wesley. Catching up. Charles, what displays are you running? In what sense? You know what I could do? I think I can share the screen. You can tell I'm not great at techie. No image as. Right, stand by. I can put a picture of the dog onto the stream. So those of you not on our Discord server, you'll be able to see once I've worked out how to do it. Add an image. Right, here we go. There he is. He's popped up pretty dramatically there. He likes to make an entrance. There's the dog. In all his glory. He's 6 today. And you wouldn't think it. He's absolutely mad. Loving life. He's very lucky, of course. He's had lots of operations and things. Should probably reorientate that drone camera so it's more in line with the horizon. There we go. Sim Update 5 introduced something a little bit bizarre where every time you turn it kind of moves the drone camera and twists and stuff, so he's the inspiration, as I'm saying in the live chat, is the inspiration behind our PTU goes woof emoji, because whenever we're in the Airbus and somebody comes and rings the doorbell, Amazon delivery or whatever, he always tends to bark. So we turned him into a bit of a an emoji. Happy birthday, Loki, indeed. There's Wesley. Yeah, he's got 2 bionic hips and he's had elbow surgery. He's had keyhole surgery on both his elbows, bless him. So he's ever since he was a puppy, he's had hip and elbow dysplasia that he's had operated on. So he's been through it, but you know, a couple of years later, he's still with us, and a very lucky dog. He gets spoiled every day. Swampfly is awesome. Yeah, the German Shepherds are fantastic dogs. They're incredibly intelligent. And you know what, I would love, Roland, I would love to be in a position one day where I can get him on a plane. Maybe get him in the back of the PA-28 with me and go up to Coventry or something for the day. A bit of cross country with him. Not sure how we would deal with it though, but I'd imagine he'd enjoy it. He loves the car. The car to him equals an adventure, so he gets very excited when I grab the car keys and I behave slightly differently to usual. Charles, our displays. So I've got, God, how big is this one? It's like a 26-inch MSI gaming tablet, I think. I can't remember now. Nice little curve to it as well. And then I've got a second screen, just a cheap second screen that's I think 20 inches, just to manage and maintain the stream with, really, and click through other things. Various things like my charts go on the second screen. Oh, Russell, sad to hear. Sorry to hear that. You still got a cane core, so yeah, I'd imagine that does keep you very busy. Oh, look at that, just on cue. Back in a second, the dog's barking. I'm back. Probably heard the dog barking away in the background. He was a bit quieter than usual though. He was in the garden. We get issues with cats. He does not like cats, and if he sees one, he wants to dispose of it. So, I mean, oddly enough, apparently dogs would lose to a cat in a fight, because the cats go for the eyes and all the other nasty stuff, which I didn't know. So you got to watch them. Yeah, Roland, that is a good point. As long as they're with you, they're quite happy, and he's a really happy dog. And we always joke we should have named him Shadow, because he's always next to us. Charles. Your Labrador's a service dog, awesome. Brought him on loads of commercial flights, was an amazing experiment until one day he crapped in the middle of the floor as we were walking to the gate. I wouldn't let that put you off. Plenty of bins around the airport anyway. Failing that, you could always flush it down the loo. Always funny to hear some stories. What other views do I have? That one. Did I set a 0? Ah yes, that's the door. 2/3 of the way there. Have a quick little look at the charts. I might update the weather actually to get a bit of an idea. METAR, LPHR. Winds are variable at 5 knots. So one of the things, a few clouds at 1,500 feet. Broken at 3,500. One of the things that I read with Horta inside, is it references or maybe the approach charts? I think it was the approach charts. Could be in the star actually. Basically it warns about the high terrain. So the airport itself apparently is on a hill, and God, I read it somewhere. Where is it? I don't know. But effectively, you can get wind shear and moderate turbulence on final approach, basically, making it quite challenging. Ah, there we go, on the airport parking charts. I'll show you guys here using Navigraph. There we are. Doink. So, 3 stands. It's going to be interesting because there's 5 of us flying in. The heavies might have to take the grass either side of the actual 3 small stands, and then us smaller aircraft park on 1, 2, 3. Landing runway 28. It's only 1,595 meters in length, but usability wise we'll have less than that for landing. And then at the bottom here it says ground rises rapidly very close to airport. This may generate wind shear and or turbulence. Due to high terrain, flights are not permitted north of the runway. You can see there, so circle to land procedures are via the south side, i.e. over the water. Aircraft without two-way comms are not accepted, and 180-degree turns on the runway are permitted on turning bays only. And we can see on the charts they're basically right at the end of each of the runways. And right at the end, birds. The flying variant of birds, I'd imagine. There's our ground charts. Star-wise, SOLGI 4 Alpha, VAR SOLGI, Elburn, Bellas at 5,000, and then into the VOR. Windbound towards the VOR, but actually at Velas we're going to be on the RMP Zulu. Descending between the two islands there as we go, round the edge of the coast, and then final approach onto runway 28. Interestingly enough, we've got HR 510 and HR 524. We're going to be approaching from the HR 524. We have to be at 1,500 feet, mandatory, and level until final approach point at 508, which is there. Then it's a 3-degree glide slope down. I'll probably turn the autopilot off there and fly in. Something quite nice if the weather's good. And I've got a feeling, I think I remember somebody saying that the CRJ is RMP 0.0.3. So minimums, Cat C 750. According to that for MDA. Might be wrong. If in doubt though, go higher. Lauren, I'm not sure actually. I think it might be a volcano. Swamp's enjoying the new Salty 747 devs. Great at the moment apparently. About to descend. Nice. Yeah, it's really very, very good actually. From what I've read, the latest update to the dev branch of the Salty Sim is really quite good. Lots of cool features added in recently. GD. Yeah, cats love to wind dogs up. Wesley's going to be, yeah, I think he's in an A350, so naturally, completely unable to do it in real life, but he's going to be doing max auto brake. We don't have auto brake in this. It is an RMP arc. I was going to do it as a lateral RMP and then just deal with the vertical stuff myself. I can't think there are any other options. There's an FIL NDB approach from the VOR, which we could do, and there's a HT locator Alpha and Bravo, which we could do as well. But I'm not sure how they go in the CRJ without risking braking stuff. So on the ground at Gibraltar, I was actually able to put in the RMP Zulu into the CDU. So I think it's in here actually. Yeah, RMP Zulu runway 28. I was able to get that in actually, bizarrely enough. Roland is on X-plane, I believe. So I daren't try any of the other options for risk of... what we don't want to do is crash the WASM module on the CRJ. So I was going to do that as a bit of a... Let's see. There. So what I was going to do is allow it to come in and then HR 522508. Use these as altitude guides, but get them down to myself basically. Navigate down to 1,500 foot myself and use the lateral guidance only, and then turn the autopilot off for final approach and do a visual. Yeah, I'm not sure actually what it's going to think of the arcs. Let's have a look. I think plan mode's in here, isn't it? There we go, there's plan mode. Legs. Elben, Valas. All of the nav data's in there. To be fair, actually, that looks pretty good. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll zoom in a bit more on the range. So within 5 nautical miles. That's actually looking alright. So the lateral stuff is fine. Just had a TCAS warning then for Wesley on that other one. There it is. Directly below. There's our top of descent marker. Roland, no idea. Bet you can already see the terrain. It's steep. Yeah, it's apparently very steep terrain to the north of the airport itself. We've got some freeware scenery on flightsim.to that we're using for it as well. Lauren, I don't know if it does or not. It does in the sim with the Navigraph nav data, but I'll leave that up to Matthew to tell us actually if he's still watching, whether or not it's able to do that in real life. At the very beginning of the stream actually I was talking about how it can't do certain RMPs or RNAV approaches. I just couldn't remember which ones. There we go. Yeah, that's probably a bit more accurate, Russell. Roland, it's lift music. Samuel, hello to you. Charles is loving the CRJ as well. Great to hear. First airliner I've taken a crack at in the sim. I feel like it's a great one to learn on. It is, yeah. And little things like having no auto throttle and managing the speed and the throttle yourself, I think increases your awareness in the sim for just flying in general. Looking at power settings and N1 for cruise and things like that. Wesley, you can either slow down or you've got to speed up. Should we put that on Volanta? Why not? Trolling thunder. I've already had it pop up on the TCAS when I zoomed in on the radar. I think it was about 10-20 mile range. I could see him directly below, 2,000 foot below, at 380. Alex, hello to you, welcome. Yeah, we're flying on VATSIM, yeah. I didn't know they love basements. I guess they're so exposed to the weather. Oh, I thought everything was a bit drunk. There we go. I guess they're so exposed to the weather out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with nothing around that basements probably come in quite handy, I suppose. But then you probably need good drainage as well. I didn't know SATA flew Ponta Delgado to Boston. That's awesome. Matthew T, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. How you getting on over in New York? Speed's looking good. Just make sure that's heading book's recentered. No brakes, no auto brake for us, sadly. Probably want to arm anti-skid as well. We'll have left and right armed for arrival, and then I'm just going to have to manually brake when we touch down. Hayden, hello, welcome. No worries at all. Thanks for tuning in, I hope you're well. Good to see it's not just me that works on a on the weekends. Lauren, not sure if you follow the Patriots, but do you know when we're playing next? Oh wow. Nice little A320 flights. What's the flight time for that? Like 4.5 hours or so, is it? 4 to 4.5 hours? Zoom out on Volanta. Maybe it looks like about 4 hours or so. Oh, A321 though, so maybe about 4.5 to 5 hours. Ponta Delgado for us is actually coming up on the on our 11 o'clock, so down there somewhere. Off in the distance below the cloud is Ponta Delgado, so we'll be looking out for that as we pass overhead. Could even be that. No, there we go. 140 miles off in that direction. Just prior to top of descent. You just don't follow the Patriots. I'm not a local either. 4 5, yeah, about right. Hopefully the service is good, because on a single aisle, 5 hours is a bit tough at times. Brady's doing well in Tampa Bay, isn't he? Hayden, yeah, super busy then, I would imagine. I was watching Clarkson's Farm recently as well. Probably one of the best documentary series I've ever seen. Wesley dishing out the advice. That's what my top of descent marker's for. The Aerosoft CRJ tells me. And I get advisory stuff in here as well, which is quite good. Very useful actually. Let's check the figures actually. Yeah, Clarkson's farm is brilliant. VLS at 5,000, so yeah, that's pretty good. 4,700 it's suggesting there. Max 220 knots at Velas. Oh, Lauren, oof. Curious as to what you were doing for work. You were flying for real. Ice Pilots is mad. It's like that Ice Road Truckers TV show from years ago. How they don't crash, I don't know. We like Clarkson. I think he blew a lot of people's minds. A guy I work with actually lives on a farm and helps run a farm in his spare time. And he said it did wonders for the farming industry in the UK, Clarkson's farm. And they, you know, I'm really pleased to hear actually that there's a second series coming really soon for that show. I think it was one of the most successful ever in Amazon Prime history. Ah, across the Arctic, that's him. Yeah, for us, Samuel, he's showing as a 747-8 at the moment. Russell, that's a, you know what, that's a really great way of putting it, isn't it? Reese, that sounds like a great idea actually. Maybe we could put a route together inside our Discord server and we could do some ice pilot stuff in the Buffalo DC-6. We could have a few of us on VATSIM doing it. That sounds like a great idea if you guys would be up for that. Quite unique as well. Oh, Alec, latest METAR is runway 10 for landing. I think we're going to be okay actually, to be fair. Looking at the METAR, wind 050 at 7 knots, variable between 320 and 110. I think most of the time, if the winds are less than 5 knots for a tailwind, we should be okay. Winds 320, variable 110, so we're looking at crosswinds either way. Maybe a bit of a tailwind. But if it does move towards runway 10, and there's every chance it could, what we'll do is we will turn the autopilot off for 28 and we'll just do a visual circle to land. We'll break off to a manual circle to land procedure, a circling approach. Reese, awesome. You know what? Let us know. We could organise something inside our Discord server then. For some point in the next couple of weeks, we could do an ice run, stream with the DC-6s. We're looking towards actually doing looking to get back in the DC-6. I've not flown it since Sim Update 5 got released, funnily enough. I know it broke quite a few things. That'd be quite a challenge. all of us making it to the other side in the DC6s. Hopefully on Unicom, he says. I don't want any controllers that day. Be careful what you wish for, they say. Yeah, the ice runs would be great for the winter. We could always change the weather to snow. We've got no information whatsoever for preferential runway systems at Horta. No idea. Vets, you down already? Ah, he's on final approach, according to Volanta. Top of descent, just over 80. So our first step down is going to be 5,000 at Velas. Roland, yeah. Don't worry, I don't know how to fly it either. I pretty much just wing it and make it up every time. And Reese, MSFS model matching for the folks in the DC3, I would probably just force match them into DC6s in absence of an actual DC3 livery. I think this is going to be the first time I'm going to be manually braking hard whilst trying to steer with the rudder in a crosswind and do aileron. And most likely with a bit of Mykonos style wind shear as well. Collimator, hello to you, welcome. Check your keybinds on your throttle. I think somebody had that problem yesterday. Was it yesterday, I think, or the day before? And there was an issue with I think they had the Thrustmaster TCA throttle kit, and there was a problem with the throttles on there. And apparently some overlapping keybinds for a switch. So it might be worth checking that out. Yeah, Roland, yeah. Yeah, all I managed to learn was the starting procedure of the DC6. And I've just getting my head around the gyro pilot, and then Sim Update 5 obliterated it and broke it quite significantly, along with everything else. So I am long overdue a flight in the DC6. It is a fantastic aeroplane, beautiful bit of work by PMDG. Can't quite see Ponta Delgada yet, but it is underneath this. Ah, I can just see the coast there. He did. What could go? Yeah, what could go wrong? TKW. ETA should be at the top of your screen. Wesley, I hope you've got some good screenshots of me with the CRJ. I think the TCA quadrant has had issues from release, to be honest. That's why I've entirely avoided using it myself. Right, before we hit top of descent, it's going to get busy. So our MDA We're going to plan for 750. God, there we go. MDA. Somebody told me of a little, I don't know. Well, there was a quicker way to do that. 750. Someone gave me a tip on a stream recently and I've forgotten what it was. Wesley, thank you very much. Don't forget, I might need to backtrack. Hayden's going in. Don't have the TCA, I have the Warthog throttle and stick. I'm not sure, yeah, it could be something like a livery or a mod conflict causing the problem as well, to be fair. It could be multiple different things. Shame we can't see Ponta Delgada down below. It literally is underneath the cloud shaped like the island at the moment. But we're almost at top of descent. Yeah, I personally avoided the TCA setup, to be honest. I've still got my trusty and very cheap Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X kit, and it's serving me well. QNH 1016 apparently. Right, a extremely foggy approach would be quite unnerving in this, I think. It'd be quite difficult actually. I wouldn't be surprised if it would then trigger some go-arounds and some diversions. In fact, it's fantastic, isn't it? The T-Flight HOTAS X full flight kit. I've got the rudder pedals with it as well. The rudders took me a little while to set up, but working quite nice now. Roland, wow, the first ever flight was as a 10-year-old in a Boeing 707. From Gatwick to Almeria in 1974. Thought I might try to redo it in a modern aircraft. Fantastic. British Airways actually, up until COVID, was operating flights from Gatwick in the A320s from Gatwick to Almeria. And EasyJet as well operate the route. BA went through a little phase of actually operating the Almeria route from Heathrow as well, so there's another alternative option from you. And Thomas Cook, I believe, were operating on A320s, I think it was, or A320s from Birmingham, I think. So a couple of good options there for you. But the Gatwick routes, you could definitely do EasyJet or BA as options there. I'd love the Alpha and Bravo, Lauren. That'd be really good. Roland, nice. Flew BCAL. Proper old drone cam. What is the... That's such an annoying thing that they've introduced. Wesley's fading off into the background over there. We're still very close. Hopefully I might give him some... threat stuff on his TCAS. There's Ponta Delgada in all her glory, just underneath all that cloud. Good grief. I was hoping we'd have got a good view of her. It's going to make for an interesting approach, I think, because we're going to be in cloud until fairly late in the approach. got a lot of flight planning to be doing over the next few weeks then. We've got the 10,000 group events, the subscriber events. Got those to plan for. El Pepino, hi. We've got that DC6 Ice Road Runners or Ice Pilots routes to try and work out as well. That'd be quite cool, quite unique. And then we've got Fetz's route to Stuttgart. TKW, have I ever been to the Bahamas on the stream before? I think we did actually recently. We've done the Bahamas a couple of times, but only short haul hops, nothing long haul yet. We need some good proper long haul aircraft. I know the Heavy Division 787 is very good. The Salty Sim 747 is getting there now as well, and they've been making some wonderful progress at the moment with their latest development branch. But it'd be great to have like a proper high fidelity, purpose-built long-haul aircraft in the sim. 130 miles to SOLGI. 15 minutes to SOLGI apparently flight time. 40 miles to top of descent. Feds. You're hyping it up. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Lauren, you've definitely corrected me on Nassau a few times. And I'm pretty certain I've just pronounced it wrong again. One can only try. Let's see if we can see Ponta Delgada. Still no. Wow, that cloud is persistent. It's literally under the cloud. Yeah, there we go. Ponta Delgada, guys. She looks great. Right, so we wanted 5,000, I think, wasn't it? So let's start to get that ready. Elburn at 6.3 actually. According to that, but let's have a little look at the charts. 9,700. You know what? That wants 6,000. 12 miles. That's only 5 miles. Actually, that would make sense. Alec, Mach decimal 80. But we're about to start slowing down. Let's do 6,300 for now. That would make sense. And then at Elburn, continue to send down to Velas at 5,000. Velas 5,000. Just reviewing these charts again, guys. Initial approach fix as a hold at Velas with a right turn. Wesley, I've put a transition altitude down as it says by ATC, but I've put one down as flight level 65. You could probably get away with 6,000 with the QNH, to be honest. Kai, hello, welcome. Sounds like you've been having a fun Sunday. We don't mangle too much, Lauren. We just like to pronounce it properly. Okay, top of descent coming up. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome to you guys as well if you are new. Make sure to say hello in the live chat. 6,300 for that continuous descent for the time being. What's it telling us that it's going to want? Melbourne. 2,100 foot per minute rate of descent there for 6,300 feet. Pretty smart. Fetz is going finals. When we hit that top of descent marker, we will see the snowflake appear here, and we'll see the little ball appear down in this bit here as our VNAV guidance. Well, yeah, it's an advisory VNAV in this. Vertical speed mode arms. Oh, David, nice. Have you tried the working title NXI thing that's on? Russell, there we go. Oosh. Straight in there. I like it. I'm going to bump that one. How to upset 60% of no, 47% of my viewers. Let's start to descend. We're going to tickle top of descent right about now. There we go, there's the snowflake, and I think it said 2,100, no, it wants 2,400 now, so there we go, pop that to 2,400. We've reduced the throttle to try and keep our speed target as well, and you can see we've aligned the vertical speed with the advised snowflake and the ball. There we go, so if all that matches up, that's good. Now obviously as we descend the air gets thicker, our Mach number increases as well. What did I have for a VNAV? Mach decimal 7.4. Still a bit high. What do we want? VNAV, Mach decimal. We're going to go for we're saying 290 knots to be fair. Down we go. Now performance-wise, I don't think that's accurate at all. Does it tell us? Now this is one thing that I'm not sure about. Does it tell us on the aeroplane how heavy we are? I don't think it does. Anyway, we're going to want VREF of 132. Where's my pen? Approach speed of about 137. Let's get rid of that for the time being. Yeah, they tried though, didn't they, Russell? And Spain proved how brutal and almost archaic it can be. There's our diversion airport, LPLA. Should we have to divert? That's off. Probably under. Oh, there we go. We can just about see that under the clouds. As Russell was saying earlier, it shows how sort of realistic some of the weather systems are, with cloud forming over land. Zach, hello, welcome. Asking how easy is flying the CRJ as a complete beginner to CRJ aircraft. I've only ever flown the 737, A320 and Cessna. So if you're confident with the 737, then that's probably workload wise it's almost the same as the CRJ, I would probably say, from what I've heard feedback wise from people in the chat and previous streams. Yeah, there's a lot to learn, but you've got to what I'd probably recommend is checking out my tutorial playlist on the channel. I've done 3 main tutorials, episode 1, 2 and 3, and they basically give you everything you need to know in order to 290 in order to successfully get your head around the CRJ nicely in as quick as time as possible, and in as sort of as easy as possible, I guess. Let's see, what have we got? We've got some VORs and stuff that we can have a little look at just in case. Horta 1127. They're going to be Las Palmas, I think. I'm going to cheat now. I'm going to set 1016, which is the local frequency on a standby instrument. Yeah, Zach, definitely. I can highly recommend it. It is a fantastic aeroplane. You've got to think, for example, in the A320, you could just click autopilot, put it in climb gate, job done until you land. The 737, you've got to have a bit of forethought. This doesn't have an auto throttle, so I'm managing the throttle all the time, basically, which makes it quite interesting and really enjoyable. But you've got to think, I think in the 737, if for example you were thinking 5 minutes ahead in that aeroplane, with the CRJ, you've got to think 10 minutes ahead of it. Otherwise it can run away from you very quickly. But it is really good to learn and fly and use. Works really well. Get that speed back into range. Sure, you're allowed. There we go. Just put a little ring around LPHR for us. There's a little island. That one is... Oh wow, we're there already. Sao Jorge. Angra do Harissimo is on our right hand side. There she is. And that island there, in fact, that big volcano there is our airport, as is our island. That's Horta, I think. Oh no, actually that's Mount Pico and Pico Airport. Just behind that, so underneath this cloud, that's Horta. Zach, no worries at all. Glad you enjoy all the content. Hopefully in time we grow, more people discover us and enjoy the channel. Spread the word. Oh, there we go, Fets. Yeah, it's behind that big cone. Big volcano, I'd imagine. Wouldn't like to get in the way if it went boom. SOLGI 30 miles. We're going to monitor that. It wants us at flight level 101 for that, but how far have we got from SOLGI? Just review the charts again, work stuff out in my head. 12 miles from Solgi to Elburn. Okay. We've got a route, a really nice route, Wesley, that Alberto's provided from Chile, flying in PA28 around Chile. Actually, would be quite nice. FET's fantastic. That sounds like it might be below minimums. It's going to be interesting. Sounds like the MDA of 750 is not even achievable, FETs. Paul, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay, having a good weekend, or end of the weekend. After this, I need to be getting a roast dinner on. Reese, indeed. That's in fact that is what we're using to sort of review that, but that's obviously allowing us to ease off a little bit. I'm looking at the banana. The banana suggests to me that actually it's probably a good rate of descent at the moment. We've probably come down a bit more. Let's do that, see what happens. In fact, we'll leave it at 400 because we're going to level off as we get closer to 10,000. Don't forget, we're going to level off and that's going to increase the banana. We need to reduce speed to 250 knots. Zach, yeah, definitely. Usually we have an early roast on a Sunday, but I'm streaming and Mrs. Avgeek is at work. Not that she's an Avgeek, she hates aviation. Let's see, get some nice little, look at that. That's a good little view, isn't it? Buzzing in over the islands there, looking beautiful. This CRJ livery, by the way, guys, if you want to represent the channel, you can use the 3-letter code Bravo Victor X-Ray and the call sign of Osprey, and you can download all of our liveries via our Discord server. They're all on a Google Drive to download, so feel free if you want to. They're all there, including a PA28 Arrow 3 livery as well. We're going to have a continuous descent all the way down to transition, so let's just go ahead and change this to 1017. 1016. We'll do a final METAR check. LPHR, winds are 030 at 7 knots. A few clouds at 1,800, broken 3,500, QNH 1016. Variable winds between 330 and 100 degrees, so really interesting actually. This is going to be quite quick, I think, for an approach. I'm going to reduce speed to 230 below 10,000, I think. Actually, to 240, gives us a 10 knot window. And then just before we punch below 10,000, we're going to kill that rate of climb off. David, I'm not sure actually, I'd have to look at the liveries. I don't have the Piper Warrior sadly, unless I should probably email Just Flight again, because I feel like I think they've forgotten about me a little bit. They did say that they were going to send it to me a long time ago, having enjoyed my Archer Arrow 3 content, but the Warrior never arrived. And obviously now working into that now, actually learning to fly with that for real again. Hoping I can get my hands on it. Reese, any good scenic areas worth checking out? Well, all around the Alps are always quite nice, aren't they? St. Gallen to Samadan would be quite cool. There we go. Vets, yeah, I'd imagine we're going to get some pretty nasty wind shear, like Mykonos style. Should be quite interesting. Right, that's all on. Look at that, guys. Wow. That is quite stunning. Microsoft Flight Simulator has its critics, but when it looks this fantastic, I don't care if on occasion I might get the odd crash to desktop, because that is really quite special, isn't it? Let's see if I can get a cool view here. Look at that. Let's get that power on. Water traffic Osprey 165 is a CRJ 700 inbound at Elben via Velas for the RMP Zulu runway 28. We'll report at Velas, QNH 1016, Horta traffic. Yeah, Lauren, totally agree. It looks really good, doesn't it? And we're just doing a bit of cloud surfing. Look, I mean that's a default volcano. Right, what's next for us? We're going to have to bring that range in a bit now. Let's do 10 miles, that's probably good. Bring our speed back, and want to continue descent down to 5,000 or 5,000. And very soon we're going to be on final approach. We've got a landing elevation of 120 feet set down there. We did that prior to departure. Anti-skid armed, left and right thrust reversers armed. Let's see, where's my NavRad Dewberry page? Radio. One 127 380. That's them set. We could probably actually continue down at Horta. We want to continue down to 1,500, don't we? So let's crack on down. This is going to give us some great views. 1,500 foot above the water. PMDG 737 is going to be fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. That's worthy of another screenshot, I believe. He says as the cloud gets in the way. Damn you. Got an aircraft there actually. Who's that? On the outbound. November 323 Delta Echo. It's going to be interesting. Auto traffic Osprey 165 is past Velas, descending to 1,500 feet, RMP Zulu. Runway 28 will report finals, auto traffic. 10 miles to go. Oh wow, look at that, guys. That is stunning. And of course, we want to get a good view of Horta.
Horta, Super 9, 999, turning left-bound into course, inbound
400 foot on the left. On the wing. Can't see him. Here we go. Probably ease off on the rate of descent now. Let that speed drop off. Auto traffic, Osprey 165, final approach, runway 28, auto traffic. Down to 180. Ah, absolutely Russell. Performance.
9,
Set all.
descending to 1,500, getting to Hotel Romeo 508.
Let's get that gear down now, shall we? Oh, there's the runway. Next stage of flaps. And we're full flaps, and I'm trying to hold that speed. Come on, girl. Will I be watching the England game? Who knows? Hopefully. Look at that. Beautiful. Focus, focus. I have control. The only thing with this is I kind of want to be let that nose come down a little bit. And let's get rid of that flight director. Kind of want to be out taking some really nice images of the approach here, but ring sync the heading bug. $3,000. And we've got a crosswind straight across the nose. 10 knots apparently, according to my... no, 14 knot crosswind according to my nav display. Which is why I can't. We're at minimum, so we'll continue. We have to be straight on the brakes and the reverse thrust. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. We play full. Here goes.
200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
On the brakes. I actually deployed reverse thrust in the air because I was worried it was going to give me some problems. Good to know it works. There we go. Rightio, time to turn. Water traffic, Osprey 165 is backtrack, runway 10 to parking. We'll report when clear.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
Horta traffic, Osprey 241, southbound, and coming back.
Right, what do we reckon for the landing rate, folks? I did plonk her down. There's some stunning scenery. Zach reckons butter. Thanks. Thanks for the confidence. We have touched down. Got to get back yet. Look at this. Stunning scenery. Yeah, it was a weird float actually in the end there. I think I preempted the nose dropping when I idled the throttle just a little bit.
999, 8-mile final from runway 28.
That's going to be tight. That float was stressful. It was a weird sort of reaction actually to deploying reverse thrust as I was about to touch down. Here we are. Welcome to Aeroporto Horta. There's definitely pilot error on the float, but we got it down quite nicely, thankfully. Water traffic, Osprey 165 vacated at Bravo and taxiing to stand. Strobes, dush, dush, dush. APU's available. Where are we going to park? Brilliant. You know what? We're going to have to just going to make something up, I guess. We'll wait for Wesley to get down. There's a couple of guys. Roland and is that you extra as well? Or is that, no, it's Fetz.
999 short final.
We've got two on final approach here. Not sure. Wesley, you've got one ahead of you. I'm sure you're visual of them. I've no idea what they're doing or who they are. Jet 2. I assume that's X-Ray. Can't do that on VATSIM X-Ray. Come on, we've got to be good community members. Right, he's doing a touch and go. God, oh dear.
He just came out of nowhere.
That though, guys, was the FSLTL 737,
we are about,
which is quite cool. So there's another little sneak peek of what FSLTL are doing. And it looks great, right? Obviously Sim Update 5 has caused some issues naturally with the way all that looks. The lights and things like that not working as they should. Wonder what the glass looks like if we spot Wesley from inside the tower. Roland, not sure who's gone around. They weren't announcing anything on Unicom. Doink. There we are, we're controlling Wesley coming in. That looks great though, look at that for a view. As he tries to land definitely an oversized aircraft at Horta.
Oh, that was smooth.
Neil, I'm well, I guess they're beta group, yeah, with them. I've been on their sort of development team for a little while. Right.
999 backtrack to wait.
I might park here next to Roland, but that's quite close to wings, so where should we... I might go off on the grass. I know, I've got an idea. I'm going to go where the sim wants me to go. Water traffic, Osprey 165, going to do a quick backtrack from Bravo onto Alpha via runway 10. He did well. Get them strobes back on.
Osprey 241 to go around.
Oh!
Sorry.
Permission to buzz the tower. Seems he's going around, we might as well spot him. Off he goes. Look at that. That's awesome. Little screen.
Who's behind you?
Screen grab. Right, let's get off the runway. Let's disarm these. Off we go. We'll park up here. Roland. Yeah, it's always good to see, isn't it? Doing its own thing. It kind of wants me to do something really bizarre, so I think we're just gonna... What we're gonna do is I'm gonna park up right over here, out the way. Because then it gives lots of people room. What have we got here? Let's kill the throttles. Off they go. Zach, no worries, thank you very much. We'll check Volanta in a second, and then we've got to spot a few of the landings. Strobes off. Beacon off. Let's get chocks on. Somebody's got an open mic. It's not bad for a bit of freeware. Not bad, is it? There's Wesley. Jesus.
Skip at 999, parked at stand 1 and 2. 323 Delta Echo, expect visual to runway 28.
Hey, who's that?
Horta traffic, Osprey 241 is turning, will be turning base in 5 miles.
To go around.
And on a final, November Delta Echo.
To
Yeah, I'll go around
the go-around technically has a right of way.
If you want, you can go ahead and land.
So you can go.
I can go around.
I'm still on downwind. I'll be turning base shortly.
So technically a go-around has a right of way over inbound traffic. As I understand it. Let's have a look at Valanta. Let's have a little look. Review your flight. To be fair, actually, Roland did a touch and go, so actually they're both kind of go-arounds. There's our little route, scattered with a couple of screenshots along the way. We need to add the other screenshot as well. And our touchdown, minus 194 foot per minute at 1.4 G. So that's actually not too bad. There it is, in some bigger writing. Who was it on the final approach? The inbound was the touch and go chap. Yeah, there we go, Neil. Thank you. They're both basically go-arounds, in a sense. Not sure where. Can't see him. I'll check the water line, and I'll check above the cloud. No idea. While we wait, I will quickly add them screenshots that I haven't added. What day is it today? It's the 5th. Michael, see you soon. Thanks for joining us as a channel member. Where is he? Is he down yet? Absolutely no idea where they are. Velox, no, sadly no return today. Got to be off very soon to start a roast. I think they're disconnected. I think they might have disconnected anyway, I'm not really sure. They've dis- Oh, actually. There, whoever that is. Not sure who that is. A little plane. Beep beep. You could get on the anchors there to get taxied off. At Bravo quite nicely, hopefully. Look at that. Like a pro.
Horta traffic, November Delta Alcohol, runway vacated.
And here comes Alex. I was looking for a big airplane. Oh, Jay, you disconnected. So we are literally waiting for Alec, and I think, is it easy something? We can hear the engine. I thought there was something weird going on with the sound, but it's the little propeller aeroplane. Oh dear. Ooh, Sim's getting oddly stuttery. Here we go, rate the touchdown. We've got an easy left on final approach, and then that'll be all of us down then, I think. Look at that. Buttery smooth. Buttery smooth. That's how the pros do it. Will he stop in time? That's the question. Yeah, it's got to be.
Osprey 241, backtrack runway 28.
There we go. I think we've got an easy inbound. While we wait, I'll show you guys the freeware scenery. It's a really nice little location for you guys to sort of fly to if you wish to. Oh, Wesley's gone. Look at all that. That's fantastic. The freeware airport scenery. I put the link on the live streams tab on our Discord server. But it really does add. I mean, look at the terrain on the north. Hence why you can't do the circle to land procedures on the north of the island, because it's literally past the perimeter fence. You're already going straight up a hill. And you've got some great scenery around the edge as well. Question is, how far away is... Who have we got coming in? Scrolly up quickly. Kweku. Easy 5665, right? He's looking to be just the other side here actually, so he's going to be down in just about a minute or two. So we'll leave the camera ready. And we'll watch him land. I think he's the last one inbound. And then we'll have watched everybody land. Should be good.
Horta traffic, Osprey 241 vacate the runway.
Wow, who was that? Don't even know. Where did they come from? Absolutely no idea. Hello to whoever you are. Let's see. Weirdly enough, they're not appearing on Volanta as VALSIM traffic, so I'm not sure who they were. And I'm not sure where Kweku is. So
Take easy, 526 park on final runway 28.
yeah, boy, here we go. How are we doing here? Ah, okay, that's going to make a nice little screenshot. What do we reckon, guys? Butter or Ryanair? Ah, Fets. Ah, thanks for finding out. Spotted. Spot the orange dot in the sky.
Traffic is the 565 landing runway 28.
Oh, Wesley, Jesus. Good grief. Oh no. Boland's calling butter. Oh. I thought that was going to be a crash. He's down, but he's not stopped yet. He's good, I think. There we go, Kweku's down. Oh, we've parked in a right mess. The chart suggests there's 3 stands, but I thought they would have been sort of gridded out on here, but they aren't. I assume it's just this little bit here, this little gap of tarmac. Expecting small aircraft like ATRs. I'm not sure who flies into Horta in real life. I assume something like ATRs and very small sort of prop aircraft. There we go. Little screen grab of that. Hope you guys have all enjoyed today's live stream. Thanks to everybody who flew along, of course. Thanks to Fetz for your really kind donation earlier on today. Richard Round for becoming a frequent flyer, a channel member. Michael as well, and Pete Flies Sims joining us all as channel members too. Welcome to you guys, and thanks for supporting the streams with your memberships. Tune in next week. We're going to have a couple more live streams going live over the next couple of sort of towards the end of next week. One of those being Copenhagen Live. That's going to be really busy. It's a huge FATSIM event, and we're going to throw ourselves into it, probably with the CRJ, if not the A320 post World Update 5 being released. And we're going to do some really cool routes. We're going to probably fly somewhere like Berlin, Copenhagen to Berlin and back. Those of you who like to fly along, be sure to enter and fly along that day as well. If you're available and free that day, every person flying a full completed route during that event is entered in to win a prize, which is quite spectacular. So you know what they say, you've got to be in it to win it. Let's just reposition the camera. Where's he going? Next to the fire station to check his undercarriage. There we go, look at that. We should have all parked neater. If you want to get this scenery, type in the search box on flightsim.to, type in LPHR, and you'll be able to find this nice little bit of freeware scenery in the middle of the Atlantic for you to enjoy. Do you see it's the 11th of September for that Copenhagen event. We'll probably be doing a live stream a couple of days prior to that as well, of course, too, and one on the Sunday as well. So for that Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, expect another weekend of streams. Thank you for everybody watching. Don't forget to give us a like if you've not done so already prior to departing the stream. And if you've not already hit subscribe, don't forget to click that big red shiny button down below before you head off as well. Thanks everybody for flying along, as always, and watching, and I hope to see you all next week for some more live streams. In the meantime, as always, I hope you have a great week, and thanks for watching. Take care.